Hey everybody, it's kind of close first time. Facebook got to be the first one. That's kind of good. Hey everybody, it's Lewis Porter Jr. That is, of course, Monday, October 24th. I'm sure you're all having a lovely and wonderful day. When I say lovely and wonderful, I mean okay and decent, depending on what's going on with you and your life. So before we get started on the topics today, because I'm sure you saw the title, you're like, what? What do you mean by that? You'll find out in a second, so don't sweat about that. Let's talk about something that is, I guess, near and dear to a lot of people. But I thought it was interesting and fun, but I've got a weird sense of humor, so let's just call it Walking Dead. Wow, jeez, holy cow! I've seen a lot of violent shows, but I didn't think they're gonna go that violent. I mean, the phrase I kept saying over and over that best described it. I'm like, geez, that dude went straight caveman on him. I mean, damn, that's the kind of beating you'd expect, in prehistoric times when you had to fight for your food. I mean, damn, I was just like, holy cow. So yeah, that was some interesting stuff. It wasn't for everybody, and some people didn't like it. Some people said it was too much. I'm like, it progressed the story as it should have, and that made it okay with me. Some people were just hearing, I always say, get very pretentious. Well, I stopped watching it after season X because it started being different from the book. And oh, shut up. Some people don't get crazy about everything has to be perfect like the book. Just, if I wanted to read a book, I'd read a book. This is a visual interpretation of what they thought the book would be like. So just leave it like that and be cool. No one has to get all crazy and whatnot. So whatever. That was interesting. I mean, since that happened 24 hours ago. Also, I want to thank our friend, Owen Casey Stevens, for being nice enough to come out and do a fantastic show with us on Friday. It is 2 hours of awesome information. You may or may not be a fan. I thought it was awesome. I'm just telling you what I thought. I thought we talked about a lot of interesting stuff. I think that if you really like the industry in general or as a whole, you'll find it very, very useful. I'm putting all these links in as I talk, so it's easier. I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was a really good event. I'm so glad that Owen came out. I'm glad we had to talk about all the stuff we had to talk about. You got to see some new stuff. You got to enjoy some new stuff. It was really a lot of fun for me. I said, and even some of the ideas that Owen talked about kind of forced me to rethink some things, and we'll be talking about that today. It's very interesting because of the nature of the business. And a lot of times I've told people you spend a lot of time alone with yourself and you start getting into your thoughts and you start believing some of the stuff you're thinking, and it's always not true. And it's just that whole mindset. So, I think you have to take a second or two to take a deep breath, get a different perspective of other stuff going on, and just in general, some different stuff. Oh, hey, John, I see you there. Hey, John, I just sent you something. I just sent you two things. Hey, Andrea, nice to see you. Like I said, it's just a really, really good. It was a really, 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 really good show. Like I said, we talked about a lot of different stuff. We made a lot of different changes. So, and well, not changes, but this ties into this. And I just thought it was really, really informative. So, if you're a fan and you want to learn more about the industry in general, I'd say check it out. If you want to learn more about business in general, I'd check it out. Like I said, a lot of good stuff, a lot of interesting stuff. I think you will be happy at what you see. And it is long, but it's 2 good hours. I mean, so I'm hoping to get some more people online. Hey, Andrew, talking about like what goes on in the industry, so you can get a better understanding of behind the scenes and in front. So, I'm kind of excited about that. I want to see more stuff. That's kind of cool. So, because of the hey, Brendan, and so because of what happened on Friday, it got me thinking over the weekend. I had a very weird weekend. It culminated today, Monday. I wouldn't say it was all good. Some news I got today was not good news. It upset me, but it's to the point I'm just like, you know what? I'm tired of crying about situations and just saying, what is this thinking? I don't understand this. And like, you know what? Screw that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm tired. I'm way too old to be doing that. My mentality now is very much of, okay, if this stuff sucks, how do we fix it to make it better for me? And that's kind of how I'm going to be focusing on. So this is what this whole thing is about. So during the conversation I was talking to Owen with, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was like towards the middle of the thing. Owen basically called me out on something that, I'm notorious for. And it's stupid, and it's completely stupid, and I don't know why I do it, because I'm lazy, and I admit it. It's easier to do the other thing. And I was like, you know what, this is stupid. So basically, I'll give you the short end. So if you watched it, you'll see it. Basically, Owen called me out, like, why don't you put more stuff online and other websites and sell? And I'm like, oh, you know, it's too much of a hassle to do it because I'm still stuck in my ways. And this ties into what happened today, which isn't important, but it's one of those moments of, well, if you're so stuck in your ways and you keep talking to people about you got to change your stuff and you're not doing it, that means you're full of garbage. So you can't, you know, say that. So I was like, you know what, you're right. So I've got to change my ways. So today, what I've done, I've said, okay, I'm gonna talk about something that never gets talked about a lot, but it's very important, and it's basically, as I'd say, going for the pivot, as they say. It's a business term, but it makes a lot of sense. So, you know, a lot of people are like, well, what does a pivot mean? So I put some cool articles up I'm going to be talking about. Boom. But the first one right here, because for those who don't know, let's actually describe, close this thing. Let's actually describe what I'm talking about, because this is kind of important and you need to understand. For everybody on YouTube, the notes, of course, will be on the thing, so don't worry about it. Just for the people on Facebook, get it immediately. But don't worry, you'll still get the same information. It's not like I'm keeping it separate, you know. And there's always ways to tell people to subscribe, of course, on YouTube to get the whole thing and come back to it. You want to watch it more, and you don't have to like go through my thread on my Facebook to get it. Just, you know, that's how we do the 2 videos here. So we shoot it this way. So it's like, probably, okay, it's an Inc. magazine article that I thought was available because I saw it 2 seconds. It was available. Now it's not available. Oh, Jesus, of course. So basically, it's like, what does pivot really mean? You know, this is what pisses me off on some stuff. 2 seconds ago, it was like, yeah, sure, get in. Now it's all like, please sign up to watch this, which I really don't. I don't believe in that. Everybody knows that. God knows, I believe in that totally. So, all right, let me give you the original answer I saw that I thought really made it kind of simple. Definition. It's in business. That would have been helpful in business. This is what they talk about. Pivoting is a familiar word in the startup world. When your first business model isn't working, and this happens more often than not, the CEO and team pivot to plan B. There are deep breath moments, but pivoting doesn't necessarily mean desperation. And this ties back to the article, well, what does pivot mean on Inc., which I think is funny, because now it won't let me see it when 2 seconds it did. Whatever. But really, pivoting comes down to the sense of, I've been in a position for a long time. I make a lot of decent money online. I do very well, but at the same time, I don't really expand myself enough that I can actually like quit my job and say, I'm done, I'm out of here, forget it. I've always kind of, focused on, oh, I'm just making a little bit of money, I'm good, I'm happy. And it doesn't have to be a ton of money. I do this out of fun, but at the same time, there's moments where I'm like, you've got to change your mindset. You've got to start thinking about different things to do. Because I mean, I spend hours a week doing the show. I do my own business and stuff. So if I'm going to do all this stuff, what's the end goal? What's the, end meaning for this? And the end meaning for this always has been, should be, is, generate enough money where if something did happen with the job, I wouldn't have to worry about it because the money I make here is enough to keep me afloat. And, I've always kept myself, underneath that radar. It's extra money coming in. Like I've told you, I've made car payments with my money. I bought things with my money. I've been on vacation with my money. So it's like, these are important things to do. But at the same time, it's like, well, why don't you just push yourself a little bit harder and get a little more focused and think about how you can do this full time. And like, do I want to do this full time? Look, I love the business. I love the industry. I love what I'm doing. But if I could do this full time, would I enjoy it more? Could I provide a better life for my son if I did it full time? Could I provide a better life for myself if I did it full time? And those are things to think about also. So I'm really sitting back and thinking, okay, what's the most logical pivot for me? What's the most logical thing for me to go from, I'm going okay and it's going great, but it's not doing as well as I like, so how do I pivot? And this goes back to the comment that Owen was nice to tell me and just basically call me out for, which I think is great. Owen, said in the best sort of way, it's like, why aren't you doing more? And one of the things being more, hey Sean, one of the things of doing more is putting my products up for sale at sites that I usually have not supported as much as I should have. D20 PFSRD is a site that I have products on sale, but I don't have a lot of products on sale. I mean, I've got a huge backlist, and God, I'm like, I don't want to go in the backlist and do all that stuff. And yeah, I understand that. There's a reason for that, because when you have so many products like me, you don't want to do that, and it's really, really a pain in the butt. The downside being is that you lose money that you could be making. I just released the new Exodus campaign setting, and I just released the Dragons of the Mind book. And those are two that just came out. Why not put them online there? Why not sell them online? Oh, I got to find the old email where I put it. And it's like, Jesus, man, you're just a crybaby. Stop freaking crying. Oh, you sound like a crybaby. Oh, my God, it's so much time. Yeah, it takes just as much time for you to do that as then you to go surf the net and waste time on garbage that doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect your business. So, let's just call it like it is. Let's just stop doing stupid stuff and let's get to the real good stuff. So there you go. It's just, like I said, it's just choices. These are choices you've got to make. The best choice for me is to think about, hey, man, what sounds cooler to you? Getting up every day at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting your son ready for school, going off to a job, staying there for 8 hours, coming home, then picking up your son, doing homework with him, and repeating that process over and over. Or would you rather get up, walk your son to school, go back home, work for yourself, generate money for your family, do that, get that kind of excitement, go out when you need to, take trips when you need to, go on business trips that are related to the thing that you love when you need to, pick up your son, whatever, and come home and like that. That to me sounds to be a better deal. So, that to me, that's a smarter deal in the long run. So I've got to focus on that. I've got to really focus on that. And I think there's ways to do that. I think I've built enough cred. I think I've built enough cachet. What was that? Cachet, good term. To do that. So I'm going to be focusing on that. I think it's not a bad idea to think about yourself. For everybody who's watching on Facebook, it looks like the video is choppy again. I have no idea why the video is so choppy like this. Our YouTube people seem to be going well, and now it looks like the video just stopped. So now I'm a little worried. This is what scares me about Facebook. Video used to have no problems. Now that I'm sitting next to my router in my office, I'm having more and more video problems. But I'm not going to get involved with that. So I'm just going to keep talking. So no matter what, you can always watch it on YouTube. Like I always say, people can always jump on YouTube. There's tons of stuff going on. That's a cool thing. You can always, you can get on Facebook and watch it, or get the alarm on Facebook, but watch us on YouTube. Maybe that's the whole gimmick. Maybe YouTube will get better. We can find a way to do it that everyone's happy. Another article I thought would be interesting for you all to check out and read is, how to pivot your business. Once you've accepted the moment of, okay, I'm going to make some changes. Here's some great. Why should you pivot? What's the direction you're going to go with? What are you going to do? Who's the team that's going to be aligned to do it with you? How are you going to handle it? These are really, really sensible ideas. Nothing crazy, nothing insane, but it's simple. It's simple and it's easy, and things you can do to help yourself in the long run. Hey, Troy, and if I've learned anything, it is very much the sense of get off your butt, stop making excuses, go and do stuff that's going to help you in the long run. Owen said it best, man. Owen said he's greedy. He told us he's greedy, but he's long-term greedy. And that's a great way to be, because there's many things you'd say about Owen. Cutthroat, angry is not one of them. Causing conflict is not one of them. Being a good guy and being helpful is definitely something you'd say about him. So, why can't, I act that way? Why can't I be that person? I don't have to think that everything that's done is out of conflict. And then that's how it was when I was younger. I'm not going to lie. It was very much like, I'm going to show the world and give them the finger at the same time. And now, 46 is like, why are you so angry? I mean, I knew some things you were angry about. Some things were legitimate, but 90% of the stuff you didn't have to be angry about. You don't have to be angry about it. You just focus on what's important. And what's important is doing good work, getting good product out, and getting it out there and focusing on it. So with my pivot, I'm doing, thank you, Troy, good evening. I'm thinking about, these kind of pivots for myself. And while they are not a major pivot to my business, it is something that I should do more. Another pivot we made earlier this year was, getting more into print, focusing more on that. I mean, even having their newest book, New Exodus, doing it as a print product. I hadn't really done a print product in, about probably 18 months, because it was like, oh, I could do it, I could not do it. It didn't matter. But the important part was the pivot, was that move. Hey, Delta, what's going on? So that's what kind of happened here. I just really got to a point where I said, I'm going to change up my ideas of how I see business and what I can do to make it better. So, that's basically it. The final article, this is something I think will be very helpful if you haven't, if you don't have an idea where to start and what to do, or you want to change something, you don't know how. I think this will give you a great start. It's real simple. It's called 8 Ways to Pivot Your Business to Kickstart Growth. It's pretty simple, I can tell you all 8, but I'll give you a couple. Strip the solution down to a focus or key feature. Add that grabber feature that makes your solution stand out. I believe that's very important. Hone your definition of target customer demographics. Now that's kind of interesting. What does your ideal customer look like? What does your ideal customer do? What is boom. There's all kinds of ways like that. And there's 5 more. And number 4 is very interesting. I think that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. And they're all solid ones. They're all solid ones that you can use to definitely use. I've used a couple of these for myself. I thought are interesting. Yeah, coming to choppy, listen to you drive over YouTube. Yeah. I don't. Like I said, I don't know why it's so choppy on Facebook. I don't get it. I wish I knew. I wish Facebook worked better. This is upsetting me now because it shouldn't be this choppy on Facebook. Oh, I sound like Max Hidron with a stutter. Oh, I kind of like that. That's kind of old school. See, this is why I keep thinking, well, maybe I'll go back to YouTube and do it. But you never, the numbers aren't there and the questions are more difficult because I can't really get the questions as I'd like to get them. There's always restrictions on when you do this stuff. So maybe I'll find a way. Maybe there's a better way to do this Facebook video that you guys don't see it so choppy and you can just watch the videos. And it kind of upsets me too, that you can't get what you need when you need it from me on this stuff. And this is why I do this. So it irks me. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I think that so many of us focus on the wrong thing in this business. And I think we need to focus on how can we do more? How can we do more for ourselves and our companies and friends to basically lift us all up? Here's something I'm going to be doing probably, and this is, I guess from the end of this business, I've just had not a great day, so I'm not really super into doing a lot of whatever. But listen, something that Owen did say that I think anybody could do, and I'm going to probably be doing this week. The stuff that I know that needs to be written from a publishing standpoint, but I'm not really excited about writing it. And I'm going to say this, it's going to be kind of cocky, but it's true. I don't want to waste some of my best writers on this stuff. It's not that exciting. I don't think it's going to be like, oh, this is the most exciting thing ever. And the guys that I like working with, I want them to use and this sounds cocky, but it's true. I want them to use their awesome brain power to do some awesome stuff. Not something like this. This is kind of like, people will want it. They'll be interested in it. They'll want to see it, and they will definitely buy it. So me as a publisher, I've got to make these products. And it's not that they're bad products. It's just that, we got 10 million products of stuff we can do. There's 10 million things we could do. There's all kinds of cool stuff. I don't want to do what everyone else does, but at the same time, sometimes you have to make the better decision for your business. And the better decision a lot of times is doing the smart thing. And would it be smart for me to do these products? Of course it'd be smart for me to do this product. These products are smart products to do. Now, with all that being said, I guess I should do them. Find some people who want to do some cool stuff, pitch it, let them pitch it, tell them what we want, tell them what to pitch it, tell them what they can help us with, and just go with it. I mean, that's 99% of it. Can you do that? Can you focus on that? Is that something you can do? Well, let's find a way to do it. Boom. I'm just saying. Whew. All right. That was pretty good. I guess this is going to be a real short video today, like I said, since I'm all on my high horse, but talking about all this stuff and the other stuff going on. But I will say this. I want to thank everybody for actually watching this weekend on Friday. It was very important to do. And like I said, there's just a lot of great stuff that you can find on there as a publisher, and even as artists, as whatever. That was a very useful one. I know there's another person I'm going to approach to do next month, which is 2 weeks away. One probably before Black Friday or something. Black Friday or Cyber Monday and before Thanksgiving. But I've got to talk to him and get in touch with him. He's been very busy, and I think he'll be a perfect person to talk to about this. I think a lot of people will find it interesting, and as I consider him to be a friend and a well-respected business person, so I think he might be perfect for this. So cross your fingers. Let's see if we can get him on and we can get all excited about that. So there you go. As always, subscribe. You know where the link is. Subscribe to our link over here at YouTube, and we can increase our numbers. I think we're currently we're like 1 away or 2 away. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't think we actually hit the number yet. So I got all excited, like, oh God, we've gone up. But I don't think we actually hit 200 yet. So let me actually see. 199. 199. So we need one more person to subscribe, and then we will take it over the top to 200. And then maybe I'll stop talking about subscriptions at least for 5 minutes. That's basically it. Well, maybe not. I'm not. You never know. All right. Let me finish up right now. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about some company stuff, of course, talking about some new stuff coming on, and of course Wednesday comics and Thursday something cool and exciting. So as always, I do appreciate you all watching. You could have been doing anything else, but you came here and watched me. That's very important. And thanks for the support and everything. And like I said, tomorrow I'll feel better. Today's just a bad day, but tomorrow I'll be better and we'll do some more crazy stuff. Talk to y'all later.